Hi guys, can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Hi. Um, Very nice to see you again, Mark. Have you made it back to Ohio by now, or are you still traveling?
Yeah, I this is my first day back. I got back last night.
Wow, and you're already joining the session at 7 o'clock in the morning. Satu.
I promised I'd be here.
I love that. There's someone I wanted you to meet already on the planes. My dad, he's in the call too. He's
Oh,
Marcus.
great. Hi, Marcus. Nice to meet you.
As I see you're driving, so for you, special thing while you're meditating, don't close your eyes.
I'm actually going to have to sign off. I'm already back trying to get things in order, but I did want to get on this morning. So, Marcus, you have a phenomenal daughter, and we do need to talk to her about stealing seatbelts. Um, you all have a great day, and I will probably catch up next week then.
All right. It was nice seeing you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Hi.
Alrighty. Now we're a cozy group of 4. Just that you can't see him. Okay, is there anything any one of you guys wants to share before we start? Anything on your guys' mind? Okay. Then I'm gonna take Tom as an example with the motto kind of the meditation. The motto of this meditation is going to be sabai, or what I'm going to translate it to is enjoying. So there was a very very nice quote from the same guy that the same monk that Zoe sent a quote in today. I'm probably butchering his name, but Thich Nhat Hanh. And when he explained to people how to meditate the first time, he explained that while you're breathing and you're, for example, using that as an object, you then not only breathe, but you enjoy every breath. So you're like, I'm going to enjoy this breath and I'm going to enjoy this breath out. And like whatever kind of meditation object you're choosing, and even if it gets difficult, the resting feeling of I'm just gonna do nothing, I'm just gonna be here, I'm just gonna enjoy with whichever object you choose. That is okay. There's a companion mode. I don't know what companion mode is, but okay. Hi, Leo. Yes. So whatever you use, that is the motto of today's session. Okay, here she is. Hi, Leo. All right. If you're all ready, then please find a really comfortable position today because we're gonna enjoy, just so that you don't fall asleep. So that has to be the middle. Find a comfortable position in which you don't immediately fall asleep, and then you can just gently and softly close your eyes. You don't have to shut them forcefully, but just really, really gently let them just touch the lower eyelid. And then you take a moment to just feel into your body. Feel how you're feeling emotionally right now. As if you're at the end or at the beginning or middle of your day asking yourself, hey, how are you doing? How are you feeling right now? And you're taking a moment to investigate that, giving your body and your mind a moment to respond to you, what you're feeling right now, the details of that, maybe, of how that feeling feels and how your body is feeling. And as our motto today is Sabai, to enjoy, we're going to make sure that we're really, really settled, that we're really ready to just sit here and enjoy. And we do that with our body scan, relaxing every single part of the body and making sure that our mind is stabilized a little bit so that it's not too hard to stay with you. And we're going to start with the soles of our feet and feel the prickling of the soles of our feet, our toes, and then the back or the top of our feet. We imagine that everything in the feet relaxes, the muscles, the joints, all the other tissues and fibers, everything relaxing. And then we move up to the calves and the shins. We tell our mind to relax the shins and the calves, imagining how our entire bone, how our entire muscle structure, every nerve, everything in that area relaxes. And then moving to our knees, telling our knees to relax, telling the joint to take a rest, take a break. We then order our hamstrings and our quadriceps to relax. Everything in the upper part of our leg and the buttocks, everything relaxed. We just tell our mind to do that for us. Relax everything from the deepest muscle to the skin on the top. And then lastly, the entire legs from the soles of our feet up to our buttocks, feeling that the entire area, our lower extremities, are completely relaxed. Making sure they're fine in that position, they're sabai. And then we feel into our abdomen or lower abdomen, the pelvic area, and we relax everything about that area. The bladder, the downmost part of our intestines, the muscles, everything, every tissue, every organ. Tell it in your pelvic area to relax. And then we move up a little bit and we relax everything in that area. From the muscles, fascia, skin that is on top, deeper to the stomach, the pancreas, the liver, the upper part of our intestines, and the kidneys with the adrenal glands on top of them. We tell our body to relax all of that. Noticing that as we take the extra time, that area feels relaxed more to the core, not just the outside. And then we relax our diaphragm. We can notice one breath as it goes in and as it goes out, letting the diaphragm be as relaxed as possible. We then move to our lungs, the left and the right wing. We relax them. We relax the heart. We relax the muscles on our chest, on our upper back, and on the shoulders. We then relax the upper arms, our bicep and tricep. We tell our elbows and lower arms, the extensors and the flexors to relax, as well as all the little tiny muscles in our hands, all the tissue, all the ligaments. We feel the prickling in our fingers as we relax. And then we move up to our throat, where we relax the thyroid gland. And the neck, with all our little smaller and bigger muscles in that area. We relax our jaw, unclench it. Your mouth can be slightly open. We relax our cheeks. In fact, every mimical muscle that you have, letting your eyes sink deeper into their sockets. We relax the forehead. Everything, single muscle that stretches over the top and the back of our head. We relax all of our nerves in our ears, in our eyes, and in our tongue. And we tell the brain to relax. Every cortex, down to the brainstem. And we take one last moment at the end of this body scan to feel the entire body deeply relaxed. Every cell, every fiber, every tissue, every organ system, and the entire organism relaxed. This is the motto of today's meditation. As always, we're keeping it really simple. We just want to enjoy something that is already there, or something that we're creating ourselves, like a mantra or a visualization. And we just pick one thing, something that is strong and that we're familiar with, where we can put our attention to nice and easy. And we do the same thing as we just did with the body scan. We just gently and softly guide our mind to our object. We then observe that object and see the details. As Jimmy talked about in the lesson, in your breath, in your body, there are many, many sensations that come to your attention as you focus for longer. Naturally, you're able to perceive more details, observe more details of that detail that you have observed, and go deeper. Not by forcing anything, but just by bringing your mind to that object, and that you're just giving it your attention so that it can unfold its properties, its details to you. It might be that holding that your mind doesn't want to stay with your object for long, and that's okay. Just know that right now your mind is a bit jumpy. That means that today you have the chance to maybe mostly practice mindfulness, which means bringing the mind back to your object. And that's fine. That is what we need to practice too. But when you're able to stay with your object for a few moments or for longer, then please take the time to enjoy, really sink into it, and notice the details. Enjoy the details, these tiny nuances, as if you were giving a person all of your attention and you want to get to know them. And you then learn these details about them. And you learn that there's no end to it, because the nuances are always changing. And there's always something new to be found just by staying with it, by keeping your attention there. We don't use any force. We just simply enjoy that sensation. Enjoy being with our object. Enjoy knowing where our mind is. Remember that there's nothing special, nothing hard that you have to do. You're just here to enjoy. Sometimes the feelings that arise within meditation or in our body aren't necessarily nice, but we can still make our body as comfortable as possible and just enjoy taking care of ourselves, giving ourselves that attention, noticing that there is pain, emotional or physical, and then taking that time to be there for ourselves. If it gets very bad, you can always adjust your position or also gently and softly pat yourself with your own hand. Stroke yourself like you're petting an animal and telling yourself that it's okay, whatever you're feeling, whatever is coming up. And that is how you can enjoy or at least take care of yourself if it gets difficult. If it is easier, then just enjoy being with your object and noticing the nuances, the facets to your object. If you're somewhere in between and you find your mind wandering off quite a bit or getting very sleepy, then don't worry. What you can enjoy practicing is to just bring your mind back as if you are taking care of a child or a dog and you're still, maybe if it's the dog, you're still training the dog to come back to you when you call it. You're still in that training phase, or maybe it's just one of these days. Then you can enjoy doing that. There's joy in spending that time training your dog, or in this case, your mind too. So just sit back, be gentle and soft with your mind. To recount, ordering is to just simply basically tell your mind what it has to do. So you're guiding, leading your own mind when I'm not talking. Sometimes when your mind is jumpy, you need to order more. Tell your mind to be with my breath or be with this object. And sometimes when your mind is more relaxed and you can stay with your object for longer, you don't have to say it as often. That's all that we're doing. And we do so very gently, very softly, and very nice. Just like in the example with the dog, if you're gentle and soft and kind with it, then eventually it will want to come back to you anyway. Sometimes it can just take a while. Tell yourself that no matter what you're dealing with, if your mind is wandering a lot or you're very sleepy, you're doing very well. If you're a little bit too comfortable, too much like cuddled up on the sofa or in the bed and you can't focus, and, you can adjust your position a little bit. The other way around, if you feel like it's too uncomfortable, and you're unable to enjoy the experience, then you can adjust a little bit in the other direction. As we're in the practice of awareness, not just in meditation, but also outside of meditation, you have to remember to enjoy the practice and to realize that sometimes when there is any kind of suffering, emotional, like stress or anxiety, or any other negative state of mind, or if there's any unpleasant feeling in the body, then when we are aware, we notice the details of that more too. But what the awareness does is it is taking care of it. That can sometimes take a while. So we then have to remember the benefits of that awareness and to realize that it's not the awareness that is causing the trouble or causing the suffering. The suffering is there, and in order for it to leave, we need to be aware of it. So we also practice in those times to set ourselves up for success as best as we can, to make ourselves as comfortable as we possibly can, to be really nice, to be really gentle. And enjoy that. You are taking care of yourself at that moment, even if it's just a little bit. You feel what the mind feels, and at that time, you are comforting your mind. Remember that if at any point it gets too turbulent, it gets too much, you can always open up your eyes. You can even know your feet as you walk a little bit up and down the room. Our goal is just simply to know and to enjoy that feeling. So we make sure that we set ourselves up for that purpose as best as we can. Remember that if at any point you feel like you really need some help or guidance, you can always open up your mic, share the struggle that you're going through, and then we will all help you together. So don't worry. We're all sitting here together, enjoying whatever we got. If it's a lot or a little, just being content with whatever that is that we're having. You can ask yourself, am I still knowing? Is my mind still with me? With my object? We're checking in. Maybe our mind was lost, and that's fine. Great opportunity to practice mindfulness and to bring it back. But maybe, in fact, our mind was also still with our object, or we reminded ourselves to come back. All of these options are great. Just make sure that you enjoy really resting, stabilizing with your object. You can use what we did in the beginning to your advantage. We did a very, very extensive body scan, really going through many details, pointing out many, many things, just so that we can stabilize, just so that we can know one thing at a time. You can always do a body scan again by yourself if it gets too turbulent. You can go through other steps that are familiar to you, like the basis of the mind, or you can use a mantra. Even additionally, if your object is your body, you can additionally use a mantra like calm or stop and still. And then notice the reaction. Use that mantra. Does it become more calm? Does it become more still? Everything helps for us to enjoy the stillness, the intimacy with our object. Whenever you are knowing clearly and being stable with your object, you'll notice that you'll always be in this present moment, enjoying this moment right now. And just as if we are sitting down in the mountains or on the beach, seeing a beautiful sunset or sunrise. And we just want to enjoy that whole experience and atmosphere right now. We don't want anyone to chatter to us about something that has already happened or something that is yet to happen. You notice that there are thoughts that come up that try and engage you into conversation, either just distracting you, inviting you to a different world, a different narrative, or actually trying to accomplish something that is not making you feel not so nice, make you worry about the future, guilty about the past. But we are in the present, and we are always sure we're in the present when we're clearly aware. Our object is helping us with that. It's like our anchor in the present moment. If we do end up getting engaged without us knowing, or because the feeling towards it was too strong, then of course we don't fault ourselves. We just gently and softly bring ourselves back, reminding ourselves, hey, we're meditating right now. We are in the present moment. As we have been in this practice now for a while, where we practice to enjoy and be really nice, really gentle, and really kind to our mind, there's something important to be learned, and that is that by being gentle, patient, and kind, that is how we get results. Sometimes in school or at work, we might get the wrong impression that pressure is what gives the results. Sometimes students just start to study when there's a lot of pressure to do so, when the exam's just about to be there or at work. But if we zoom in and we look at cause and effect, we see that they make it in spite of the pressure, not because. Pressure is something that degrades us, that brings about feelings like stress, anxiety, and others. But what happens when that pressure mounts up for students or people at work in the end is that they then give the studying or the working more importance. They give it more importance and they do step by step the studying or the working. Not because there's pressure, but in spite of there being pressure. We would say that as the bad instinct is trying to take control for some mounting up pressure, the good will then try and take care of you and tell you, okay, we're going to do this, A, B, C, D. Logical and always a reasonable amount, something that you were able to do. So as you go about through your day, through your life, remember that the actual results are coming about not because of pressure, not because of force, but because of doing the studying, doing the job step by step, reasonable, logical. And this is what we're practicing here too. And this is the moment to tell yourself, thank you, myself, for showing up today, for taking this time out of my morning, midday, or evening to show up, to let my mind clean, to bring up positive energy. That will then benefit me in the way that it will increase the positive states of mind, thoughts that come up, and it will decrease the amount of negative thoughts and emotions that come up. All, all there to propel you to do some kind of action. That means that your action changes from that to. We then, towards the end of our meditation, set out to share love and kindness. Remember that it is about the intention, not about the feeling. We wish ourselves the very best. Sometimes we might not even know what that is, and that's fine. Just wish it to ourselves. And we expand that through our entire body as if we are sitting inside a bright sphere of positive energy that is protecting us and trying to uplift us. Now we then expand that sphere through the entire room, wishing the room, everything that is in that room, the very best. every being. And then we expand throughout the entire building, wishing every being in the building, in the complex, the building next to it, the very best. We have the chance, the knowledge, the capability to sit down and practice meditation to bring about positive energy. And it's very, very important that we share some of that with other humans, other beings, because they might not be able to bring it to themselves. We then expand our mind or that sphere of love and kindness further throughout the entire area. The village or city that you're in, the province, district. We imagine that love and kindness to expand throughout the entire country that we're in, covering every being and its vicinity. Remember to enjoy the practice of love and kindness too. When you're sharing, you're never left with less, but always with more. And even if the feeling is not strong, we can still enjoy the fact, the practice of wishing other beings the very best. We then expand love and kindness further beyond the boundaries of our respective countries, over the entire continent, and then over the land and oceans alike, until everything on the earth, until the entire earth itself is covered with loving kindness. We're all sitting here together with that intention. We're not doing it alone. There are people, or there's someone in Nepal, in Germany, in Canada, in Thailand, and in the US that is sharing love and kindness with the earth at the moment. Little sources and fountains of that light. And there are probably many, many more practitioners around the earth that are practicing and sharing loving kindness at this very moment. We then share love and kindness beyond the borders of the earth to first the empty space around the earth, and then the planets, the moon as the closest one, further and further, until we are wishing love and kindness to the entire galaxy, this solar system, and then countless other galaxies until everything there is to cover, so that we can wish love and kindness to every being. May those who suffer suffer less, those who suffer little not suffer at all, those who don't suffer, may they be happy, and those who are already happy, may they be happier. This is our time to place the palms of our hands together and to make a resolution. The resolution will start with us to continue practicing inside closed-eyed seated meditation, but also outside, practicing to bring the mind back to ourselves, practicing to be aware. Because as we pull up that positive energy, not only does our suffering decrease, and we feel more relaxed, more enjoyable, but we're also able to then radiate that out to the people around us naturally, or rather, it radiates out by itself naturally to other people. So that's the first one in the resolution. If there is one thing that you're vowing to continue practicing, then it's to bring the mind back, to be mindful, and then to once in a while take, as often as you can and it allows, take the time to notice the details, study the nuances, the details that your mind can perceive when your eyes are closed and you're seated. And the second thing is we then make the resolution to continue studying, to continue studying the phenomena that happen to us every day, to continue studying how the mind, the instinct, and nature work. Because we will need the wisdom in order for us to bring our mind back to us in whichever situation, with whichever misguiding force on the other side. So yeah, we make the resolution to practice these two things: awareness or concentration in the right things, the body and the mind, and the wisdom that will help us improve ourselves, that will help us liberate ourselves from any kind of suffering, and give us the knowledge that'll help us to point to others who would like to walk on that path too. If you have any other resolutions to make, this is your time to do them right now. And then gently and softly, in your own time, you can open up your eyes.